The president is coming to our fair town Tuesday. I'm Julia Gray, and this is Take 5. Five-time Golden Globe and seven-time Emmy Award winner Asner is in Bend to portray his favorite president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, in his one-man play, FDR. Asner's never shied away from politics, and getting the chance to be president is a real thrill for him.
Well, you're going to be seeing one man trying to rise to the stature of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, commenting about his life from approximately 1921 until his death, and talking about the high points and the low points that occurred in his life during that period.
What attracted you to this role?
Well, I was always an enormous fan of President Roosevelt. I think he was probably as great a president as we've ever had, and has not been honored sufficiently by this country. He saved the country, and I think too many who have succeeded him have not taken care of the country as well as he did. But I primarily want to do him because of my great admiration, and hopefully to let it serve as an example of what we should expect from a man who leads this country.
How long have you been performing this?
I've only done 4 performances so far, and by the time I get to Bend, that Bend is the 7th. Let's call it the lucky one.
What kind of gratification do you get from doing this role?
Well, for one thing, at my age, I feared greatly taking on a one-man show of approximately an hour and 40 minutes, and could I possibly retain all of that information, all that dialogue, the monologue, and I'm gratified that, in my mind anyway, I've been able to survive it.
How many performances do you have scheduled for the entire run of the show, and not just in Bend, but around the nation?
The entire run on this particular maiden voyage is 32 to 34.
Pretty soon you are going to become FDR, I think.
Well, maybe. Need to lose more weight, though.
Well, don't we all?
We're Americans.
That's right. What was one of your biggest challenges in playing FDR?
Well, capturing all of the lines, of course. Working on emulating his voice as best I could. Yeah, no, and the biggest challenge was finding the energy for an hour and 40 minutes of sustaining that energy, keeping it high so that I didn't fall asleep on stage while my audience left.
You know, I don't think you're going to have any problem packing the house.
Well, that's great to hear. I think it's a very good show. It was written by Dory Sherry, who wrote Sunrise at Campobello, which is one of the longest-running shows on Broadway. And that ended approximately 1924. So he then wrote this piece, which to my knowledge was only done once on television by Robert Vaughn. So I find it fresh, good material that I love to play with, and I'm hoping that I can amuse the fans with it. One of the other things is the phenomenal sense of humor that Roosevelt worked at, indulged in, and accomplished. He could be very funny. He'd take a long time preparing a joke, but he knew how to hit the punchline.
He's got good timing, huh?
Yeah.
Do you miss television?
Yeah, well, I miss the steady work, and by that I don't just mean the money. I like the idea of punching a clock, knowing what my day is going to be like, of knowing where I'm going to be next week and the week after that.
Well, I will tell you this, the Central Oregon audiences are also very forgiving. I know you said you were a little bit concerned about forgetting lines, but let me tell you, they're going to love you regardless.
Well, the proof will be in the pudding, my dear.
Ray Solly, executive director of the Tower Theater, says Asner is very connected to Oregon, and that makes his appearance here special.
What's also wonderful is the sort of the personal connection with Oregon is that Ed is a member of the Oregon Film and Video Board, so he has a lot of friends in the area and in the state who are coming in to see him, and his daughter will be in attendance in Bend as well. She lives in Gresham, and she's going to be joining him for the show at the Tower. So it really does become I wouldn't say once in a lifetime, but certainly a one-time only opportunity in the Tower on Tuesday.
FDR is at the Tower Theater for one night only, tomorrow night. There may still be some tickets available, but you'll have to call the Tower Theater. I'm Julia Gray. Take 5 is a production of 1110 KBND Radio News. Depend on us.